I am back with the outdoor training, and before I even get into today's session, I just want to reflect a little bit about my last one. The last session I posted, it was me attempting the full Maltese during a session, because that's basically what my whole sort of last 3 months training has led up to. The goal has always been to do the straight bar Maltese, and that session I attempted it, and I'm freaking satisfied. Like, the first one I did was a solid, like, 3-second hold. Maybe not as wide as it could be, but I'm damn happy with it. The best one I've ever done. And then the second hold I did, it was wider, but my bum was a bit too much down, or at least the legs, so I wouldn't count it too much. But to be honest, I'm so satisfied. I never really talked about it, but I've not always believed that it was possible to perform. Like, when people ask me, like, do you think it's possible to be 86 kg or 87 and perform a Maltese or whatever skill it is? I always say yes, because I want to bring up the motivation for people. But then again, like, no one has really done it at that stage. So for me, it's always been like, I want to believe that it's possible so bad, but the only thing I really can do is say yes and just give it my all. And that's what I've been doing for the last 3 months, or to be honest, last 6 years. I never thought I would reach the level I am right now, definitely never, especially not when I started off struggling with tuck planche. But here we are. And I really want to, like, acknowledge that, like, sometimes, even if it hasn't been done, this is going to be the same case in most sports. If you just believe it so much and you absolutely train a certain way, you dedicate all the time and effort into pursuing it, like, it might very well be possible. Even though, like, the mind might be sad, might be like, fuck, I don't know, I think it's possible, but then again, I don't really know. But I'm gonna fucking pursue this path. And that's what I've been doing, and that's why I'm also, like, I want to say that I'm just really grateful for it. One reason is because of you guys. I've never been this consistent, but now knowing that there's sort of a team watching me as well, performing, staying consistent, cheering me on, it motivates me a lot as well to, like, fuck it, I'm gonna pursue it. Like, even if I don't have the 100% belief that it's possible, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna fucking do it. And here we are. So the plan still, it's, even if I achieve a certain level, my Maltese is far from perfect. It's far from being consistent at all times. I need to be real fresh. And therefore I'm gonna dedicate now 1 more month towards this training to increase my holds, even getting better with front lever as well, even if my training has just peaked like crazy. I'm gonna get it slightly more solid, because I still feel like that's where I want to go. And when I reach a certain level where I feel like this is comfortable, this is something I could perform in competition without needing to be 100%, I'm fine with 90, then I will move on, focus on other skills. So that's the plan. So we're gonna continue today with front lever training. I'm gonna switch up some exercises compared to what I've been doing for the last 3 months. But besides of that, the concept is going to be roughly the same. And the main things is to increase top front lever hold, front lever touch, and straight bar Maltese. Struggling a bit with the words, but you get the idea. Let's start the session with some top front lever holds. Pretty good, pretty damn good. Now is the also sort of first real static session after deload, which feels nice. Sometimes the first one after deload isn't always the best one, because the body sort of enters a sort of low energy state. It knows that I'm not pushing it. At least that's the case for me every time I do deload. My body just gets super relaxed. It's like it knows that, it's time to just chill out. So therefore the first session back. But then again, yesterday I had a freestyle session, which I pushed it slightly higher as well. So I guess the body was like, fuck, he's back now. So this one, solid for being the first hold. Maybe it might be the spectators as well. I don't know if you see the horses, but they're always calm when I start playing music, add some Swedish. But when I start playing some music and do some skills, they are like fucking spectators. Great mascots. Let's continue with another set. I don't think you could see them, but there they are. Number 1 fans. Sometimes I don't know if I want to let go of the hold when I'm losing the touch or just continue. I think now I'm just gonna hold it for as long as possible with touch. That's of course the end results of what I preferably want to do. But even if I drop down, I think holding here is still gonna give a lot of strength for this part. Even if it's not a perfect touch, I want to continue it because the time and attention is getting increased. And in the long run, I think that's just way more beneficial. Since I'm only doing 3 sets as well, and without any resistance band now, this will do. To be honest, I think the last one's been some of the best holds I've ever done. Nice. I also want to give you guys an update on my sort of deficit. This morning, my scale showed 85 kilograms. I've never been that low. Of course, yesterday I didn't drink too much, I didn't eat crazy much for the dinner either. So I guess that drops down the weight slightly. But with 100% sure, I'm under 86 at least, like steady. Which is insane. I've never been this low in a long time. But I also think it's time for me now to sort of start to level up or level out. I've tried, to be honest, for the last days to eat a bit more than I've done during my deficit, but apparently it didn't help too much. But I'm gonna bump it up even a bit more because I don't want to drop anymore. At that point I will lose energy. I will also, to be honest, since I'm pushing my body pretty hard with the training, I also don't want to be on the deficit right now, because there's a big difference between being on a deficit, maintaining, and sort of some degree bulking. Like when I'm building, I want to get just strong, not strong relative to my body, but build like strength. I want to be eating, at least maintaining or even building. That's what I did for a long time. That's why my weight went up. But as soon then as I dropped, my strength mostly maintained, but my relative body strength increased a lot since I dropped a lot of fat and unnecessary weight. But then as I've dropped, I don't want to be in that state for too long, because it's not a good place to build. It's a great place to perform, but I'm not having any competitions right now. So for me to just be here, super shredded, super low, yeah, freestyle and everything might be super great, but that in the long run, I think it's more beneficial for me to eat a bit more, gain more strength, and then rather drop down before competition again. So that's sort of the plan when it comes to diet. And then training wise, we're gonna destroy it, but that's already included. That's what we always do. Next up, front lever pull-ups to front lever hold. I'm thinking about doing 4 pull-ups and then a hold. Back before I did the sort of deload, I did about 3 reps and then a hold, but I think 4 ones, I can now bump it up to it. And then of course the hold is my main thing with this exercise, to be honest, but just doing the holds, I don't enjoy it too much, just like sitting there. So therefore I add my pull-ups. So let's do 4 of them. We could probably go further, but then I would need a thicker band, and then it's more front lever pull-up training, which is not really what I'm after right now. I'm pretty strong in just the pulling, but I'm more weak in the top position and the holds. So I want to get strong. That's sort of just a recap of why I'm training this structure. I train top front lever holds to be really strong in this part. I want to train just normal holds, be strong there, because then as I'm really strong in just the dynamic, but I want to have solid checkpoints. So as soon as my body comes up here, it's like, fuck yeah, I know how to be in a touch front lever. So that's the idea. But 4 reps now, and then a solid front lever hold. Ooh. Pretty good, to be honest. Didn't expect that. Clean pull-ups and the hold also, like, I got the retraction pretty right. But I guess the video will tell, but that's the initial feeling I had. I am really happy with that one. Last one. Oh. Woo! Good end for this exercise. Now some retraction press-ups or push-ups, whatever you call it. I do prefer doing them on my metal parallettes, but they are in the gym. So this is the second best thing, which will work fine. Just slightly smaller or shorter, so harder to get the full sort of arm support, but it will do. Whew. What I found actually works the best for me with this one is to slightly tilt them outwards. It gives me easier connection to actually open up the chest. Otherwise, it's to bend the arms a bit more if you're too tight. But I'm here, I have an easier time just doing the retraction movement. It's not perfect, I always bend my arm a little bit, but it's better. Let's do it. Ooh, feels like it's this much range of motion, but it feels good, even if it's super short. Whew, last one. I guess in theory, like holds, you get the retraction right, just doing holds, and you could add some weight on top. Could also work. Like I like reps because it's most of the times I don't always train the things like for the hold, but being comfortable entering. So in Victorian, for example, one of my major problems and something I've been failing in competition is when I'm entering the Victorian, I'm just not strong enough in it. Whether that's coming from under or coming from a dip position, laying down. And therefore this exercise is me being super strong in like how do I actually get my retraction if I'm not retracted, if that makes sense. So just doing holds, yes, it helps a lot in being strong there, but I also want to be comfortable. If I'm not in the right position, do I have the strength to actually enter the right position and then in that position be strong in the hold as well. But that's one of the reasons I like doing reps. But in theory, you could add this one to your training as well and just doing holds. I'm probably gonna give you a lot for the Victorian too. I'm telling you, like this setup right here, 2 parallettes, wood on top, solid. Like it's crazy stable. Imagine I fall now though, but really, it's been working great. Even on the sides, fasten dip belt. The only bad thing with training outdoors and having weights is the corrosion. Like I always get a bit sort of yellow stains. I have one on the side now from just lifting up the weights, which sucks, but I guess that's the price you pay for being outdoors. Let's do 3 sets, 8 reps each. This is 42 kilograms. So pretty solid number. Oh, felt heavy today though. Sheesh. Hopefully this set is a bit better. Roughly the same, I would say. Let's see if we can get at least 8 reps for the last one as well, preferably a bit smoother, less resting in between. No, but we can do 8. Oh yeah. Not the best ones I've done, but considering it's the end of workout, and also to be honest, since I'm dropping in weight, the percentage increase when I'm adding extra weight, like weighted dips, weighted pull-ups, is getting just higher, not exponentially, but to some degree, because my overall body weight is getting lower, so the percentage that's hanging here compared to my body weight is higher, making it also harder. And of course, since I'm still not fully back with maintaining or surplus on calories, my carbs are also not crazy good, which means that towards the end of the workouts, I'm pretty gassed out. I'm pretty damn happy, to be honest, with this session. Starting off with the front lever, that was solid. Like both front lever related things was pretty on point, high level, high energy, and probably my longest holds with that form that I've ever done, which is always nice. Then towards the end of the session, slightly losing the energy. I've also been here a long time. Since the sun is up, I tend to drag out the workouts a bit more because I just enjoy being outside. And at that point, getting a bit more rest in between sets and not being as strict, which in my opinion it's what my training is about. Like, might not fit everyone, but for me it's like finding things to relate, like finding enjoyable things to relate training with. Whether that's training outside when it's sunny or training with some people or whatever it may be, it's like that's what it's all about if you want to do it consistently for a long time. So this is one of my things, just training outside whenever I can. And I will continue to do so until it becomes winter in Sweden, which is sort of a depressing state because then you're forced to train inside. You can train outside. I do it sometimes for content, but realistically you need way more warm-up. Your body is just constantly cold, and the degree like where you're progressing compared to how enjoyable it is, I don't know if it's worth it. Like sometimes maybe, but doing it all the time, I just don't think it's worth it. So at that point, I'd rather just go to the gym, hustle for a few months, and then just enjoy when summer comes back. But tomorrow is going to be a gym session though. I will be there. We'll see if I switch up any exercises tomorrow for the planche. For front lever, I definitely know I will for next one, but for planche, I might keep the same. I'll see how the training is tomorrow, and we might adapt at that point. So see you guys in the gym. Boom, teleportation to the gym. Just by looking at me, you know that I'm not 100% recovered. I had a shitty sleep today. That's why I'm stacking up with arm sleeve to give some extra support, but mainly heat, and then also my wrist wraps, or wrist bands. But we're gonna do it. It's the first sort of Maltese session back after deload, which means that my body is to some degree fully recovered. It's just a really bad day when it comes to energy, if that makes sense. So we're gonna push it. It's the 5 to 15 kg resistance band. It's the same one I did before the deload, and the setup, the pallets are the same height and everything. So this is where I ended, which means that I should be able to get some solid holds either way, but I guess the first set will tell. That's always the worst one, then it gets slightly better. So even if the one I will do now is shit, it can get better from there. It definitely can. Like my energy is low, but my brain energy is pretty high still. So it's just my body is just lacking a bit of sleep, I think, but my brain is still working pretty alright. So I think I can at least hype myself up to the degree where I can hold a solid set of each exercises I'm gonna perform. But it remains to see. Let's put on some bangers. You already know it, but all my playlist or all my songs are in my Spotify playlist, and that one is in the description, so you can just easily access it. Today we need to max them out, so you're probably gonna hear them so well. That was so bad. too much lean. It's shit. Didn't expect anything else though, but let's watch just the replay, see the form, see if I can do some adjustment. Hopefully the second set is better. Fuck. I really want it to be a good workout, but circumstances are just not there. This one will be better. Mark my words. 90% willpower, that's the truth. The strength is there, I've done it before. It's just my belief that it's possible. It is, even if my energy is on peak. Definitely not my best hold, but it was better than the first one. If we can keep it up for the third set, I'll still be happy, even if the first set of today was really bad. I put them slightly wider, and I'm also gonna try to do the normal grip, so not be on the side. Because yes, the reason I'm doing it on the side is to minimize the pressure on the wrist, the angle, and also the pain I've been feeling here. I actually been starting to, on the bone, it's getting hard. It's like a literally small ball inside here from doing the Maltese. Not painful in any way, but it means that there's a lot of fucking pressure there. And that's why I'm doing this grip. But the only thing that's bad with it is that my power downwards is way harder, because now I'm relying on friction. Because I need to have a more solid grip so I don't slip down. Since literally I'm holding my body, so all the force holding my body up, it has to go through the pellets in some way, and that's downwards. So if I'm holding like this, it has to be some sort of friction. If I'm here, it's just going straight down, which means that it doesn't matter if my grip is slightly worse. But here I do need to focus on really squeezing the bar. So I'm gonna try to do one attempt. It's wider as well, but with this grip. I think somewhere here, it's gonna be pretty solid. Let's give it a shot, nothing to lose. Definitely wasn't better. The Maltese is just so freaking hard. You gotta be on point every single day you train it. But here's what it is. I already know it wasn't gonna be peak performance, and I'm happy with how I still pressed it pretty damn hard. Let's move on to full planche supinated holds. This should be better, but I'm not gonna say too much. We never know. Let's do a solid hold, aiming for minimum 7 seconds. Way better than Maltese. I do feel I'm not 100%, but this one is definitely one of these skills that I still can perform even if my body is not 100. I can be like 80% power, still perform all right. Of course not as many second holds and probably not as clean, but it's way better than Maltese, which is just day and night if I'm not 100%. Oh. Whew. I feel like my stamina is a bit whack as well. We still got a few things more to do, so I can't start lacking already. I also have some exciting news. It's been a while since I told you guys, but I have actually quit school, studying completely. I got my bachelor. It was gonna be 5 or 2 more years to get my master degree in mechanical engineering, but I quit and focused full time on training and business and everything around it. Coaching, YouTube has been a major part, Instagram, social media, you name it. That's my focus. And one thing now that I've been working on, especially lately, has been to build a master class. And what is that? Well, it's a place where I gather all the sort of answers to questions that I've been asked throughout my career. Like when I started with YouTube, with Instagram. So it's basically everything about calisthenics. And here's the thing, it's gonna be totally free as well. I literally just want to build now a platform we can get as many people as possible, especially beginners as well. That's where the main focus has been right now. I'm adding constantly more higher level things as well. But the beginning part, because I feel like that's the new generation. Like if young people has a foundation they can jump on, get all the knowledge they need to at least get started really well. They don't need to be like a pro athlete directly, but as long as there's just a pure foundation for them to start, know how to build routines, know how to train, know how to structure their training programs, know how to start learning the first skills in calisthenics, and learn how to progress, that's what I want to do. And then of course, that's the main idea, like around the masterclass. And then I'm adding harder and harder skills. So front lever, planche and stuff is coming there as well. But now in the beginning, all the main things, it's just crazy amount of value, and it's gonna be free. It's gonna be an app as well. So a lot of good stuff. So I will definitely keep you guys updated about it and let you know as soon as you can join. Let's continue with the session. Last one. Let's do straddle as well. Increase the hold. I'm so weak today. It is what it is though. We do what we can. Let's move on to some straight arm raises. I'm gonna try a switch up for that one actually. Here's the thing, the switch up is gonna be the grip with the straight arm raises. I usually do the supinated grip in Maltese form, so I'm doing it wide, simulating Maltese. Great for conditioning, it's nothing wrong with it. The only thing is that I have actually never tried it with a pronated grip. This of course is simulating more the actual pronated Maltese. It's just that this one is great for conditioning as well, and I have always done it and really like it. But I want to give it a try with this other grip and just see if I can benefit my Maltese training from doing it in that way. It's going to target still my shoulders. That's the thing I sort of like with having the sort of muscle connection exercises first, is that I need to connect everything, the core, the scapula, retraction, everything is involved in the holds with resistance band. But here I can, if I want, I can relax the rest of the body, core and everything. Usually I do prefer trying to get the protraction as well to activate it. But I can just basically target my arms and my shoulders if I want. And that's the thing. So let's try it out with this grip. Targeting this part now, I don't need to be as strong as always, like we can always change the weight, and this one I have never done, so I'm taking 12.5 as the first sort of mark for my first set. I'm definitely weaker in this grip, but how much weaker remains to see. So let's do one set with this, and then we change depending on how many reps I can do. And this is going to be small range of motion. It's not going to be press up here. I don't feel like there's any benefits from it, but there definitely is some benefits. Long range of motion, and to be honest, probably can simulate the Maltese press, but that's not really my training strategy right now. So now I'm just going to do small press in the sort of area that most often will be, and that's pretty much 90 degrees out by the bench. That's the plan. Let's give it a try. Whoa, it's definitely another connection. It's gonna take some time to get used to it, but it feels good. It feels just like when I started doing straight arm raises. Like, fuck, I feel like I can finally be in the position a lot. Same here. It feels also in the sense that if I were to push it too hard in the beginning, it's not going to be good. I can definitely overtrain somewhere. It's like I feel a little bit extra pressure here, for example, which is not weird. Like the weight distribution is going to be through the arm, so we are going to have a lot of pressure here, especially in the 90-degree angle where literally the hand just want to go straight down. So I do feel some extra pressure here, not in a bad way right now because the weight allows me to do 9 reps, which means that I'm slightly higher, lower pressure on each rep, but more reps. That's where I like to go, especially if I want to stay away from injury. So I think 12.5 is a good start. Then this is most like one of these exercises as well that since I haven't done it, my body isn't comfortable in the beginning, but as soon as I get a better feeling of it, the weights might jump up pretty quick. Most exercises are going to be like that. You are strong, but you just haven't done this specific thing in a while or never. And at that point, the first sessions is just going to be like for your body to, what the fuck actually is this? And then you bump up the weights. But let's do slow and steady. I haven't injured myself in 7 years. I ain't planning on ever doing it either. So I'm sticking with this. Rather progress slightly slower than to push it too hard, overtrain, and get fucked. Let's do 2 more sets. Last one. I actually really enjoy it, to be honest. Like you just feel the weight throughout the whole movement. You feel the connection in the arm, in the shoulders. You can feel how you can adapt it as well to some degree. Like I can choose how much retraction I want to have in the exercise. I can just target my shoulders if I want. Not only, but I need to target the arms. But when it comes to retraction, I can activate and deactivate to some degree. Nice. Looking forward to increase the weights after some time. Let's see if we can do 10 reps with 80 kg. We should. This is my strongest thing. I'm actually gonna settle with 8 reps. I probably could push it. Fucking hell, I hate these tapping connections. It was way better back in days when it was just touch it. Now we need to squeeze the stem. I'm gonna keep it to 8 reps because I'm not fully fresh and I do feel like I need to give a bit more. And if I go to failure on my dips, that's not really the point when I'm training them right now. I don't want to be 100% out when I'm done with the reps. So I'm gonna do 8. So we're not going to failure, but slightly under it. Yep, I can definitely feel like my power is lacking compared to or it usually is. Last set. Let's see what we can do. Well, hopefully 8 reps. That's the main goal. It's almost a failure, even if it's just 8 reps now, because my just fatigueness, I don't know if that's even a word, but it's getting to me. However, that was the last set, so that's why I felt like actually pushing it to the limit. Okay, might be pretty alright light actually. We have just a lamp above here, so light is coming slightly from the side. Can't see the screen either, so I guess you can tell me afterwards in the comments which one is the best. To be honest, like if I just stand right under it, like slightly behind it, or that I'm not getting that many shadows, I don't think, but furthest away. I do in the middle, it feels good, but let me know what you think. What should we start off with? Some double bicep. Still have my heaters on the arm sleeves, but pump cover. Let's bring them off. I do feel pretty pumped up, especially since I had these ones. They are making they are pretty tight right now as well. So I do get some extra pump when I release the pressure. Let's do the side tricep. Single. Casual flex and breathing out. Those ones are crazy. As long as I don't faint. And the back. Feels like I don't see too much right there, but we have a mirror on this side. I do start to feel like I'm actually dropping in weight. Now I try to eat a bit more for the last 2 days, which means that I'm a bit carved up as well, which gives me this extra pump, giving the illusion that I'm bigger than I actually am. So if I weren't to eat that much, I would be at 85. But now since I eat a lot, my stomach is pretty full, carved up. My weight is probably around like 86.5, and my size just looks way more because it's easy to get the pump. Carb pump up, it's sick. Yesterday, pretty solid outside. Did feel strong actually. Then today I had shitty sleep, hustled through this workout. I enjoyed it. I'm not gonna lie, like I did enjoy it. It wasn't my best one, but I have had way worse as well. So it was sort of these in-between ones. Definitely a bit more discipline and mentality today than I usually need, but we have those sessions as well. With that being said, I will see you guys in the next video. Choo-choo!